Blub blub.
Hi all, Kraken Latte here. Welcome back to the Kraken and Canary podcast. Say hi, Canary.
Hi, Canary.
I love how you do that. It's the best. So, some very important news. If you didn't already see the title of this video and know what's going on, or maybe you've been living under a rock, I don't know. So I've seen some comments about that. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, do you not? Anyway. And apparently people are also mad because they consider this spoilers, which is very confusing to me. So, spoiler alert, the next expansion has been announced.
Warning. Leave now if you don't want these spoilers, but we're going to gush and we're not going to hold anything back. So
Exactly. Warning, if you don't want spoilers, if you don't want to know that the next expansion has literally been announced like they do every freaking other year. But anyway, so we are here with Dragonflight. Woo! Woo! Dragonflight! I'm so excited. Yes. Yep. So dragon, all the leaks were confirmed. You know, at least the theme. It is dragons. We are going to the Dragon Isles, and I am freaking here for it.
I am so thrilled.
Oh yeah, and actually I don't think I pulled up the post that has it, but if y'all are curious, I've only ever done one theory video in the history of my channel on the location, and it was on the location of the Dragon Isles, and I was correct, so I am pleased.
Yep. You're super right.
I mean, honestly, like, to me it was obvious, but, you know, whatever. So, as you can see here, I have pulled up a gazillion tabs going over... and I'm going to try to make this somewhat precise. There's a lot of information, but also not a lot at the same time, because I think it's still very early for them on...
it really is.
On stuff. And alpha is going to be soon, as of this video. They just had a build for that, so that's pretty awesome. But, so I pulled up, instead of going through the long interviews, which I suggest you read all of them if you're into this stuff, the developers have fantastic insight. But instead of that, we're going to go through the... excuse me. We're going to go through the, whatever you call them, the highlights, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
I just picked things that looked interesting for us so that we can kind of talk about them and gush about them and nerd all over the floor. So, you know. So our first tab here, we have the new dragon... themed race and class that's coming. The Drakthir race, which is also the Evoker class, because they are, as of now, one and the same, and we'll get to that. But I'll just go ahead and jump through these little points here. They've got 2 specs. They have the Devastation and Preservation. So we get a hero class healer for the first time.
Yes, thank you.
Like,
yeah, because the other 2 have been their DPS.
Yeah, because technically, Monk is.
Tank. Oh, I guess they have tank.
Because Monk is not a
It's not a hero class.
Not a hero class, but Demon Hunter and DK were Death Knight. So I think this is the first healer hero class. They don't have a tank spec, which actually irritates me, and I'll get to that. But anyway, we have Venture Forth as a healer, Preservation Specialization, or the Ranged Damage Dealer. And they wear mail, by the way, so we not only get the first new male class in the history of World of Warcraft, if you could believe that. Because the 2 existing ones are Hunter and Shaman, and those came with launch. To my knowledge. Did Shaman not come with launch?
Shaman did not. Shaman was new in BC.
I don't know, because
or maybe it was just the races that I didn't play.
It was probably just that you didn't
maybe
play.
Maybe it's horde specific or something.
It was the Paladin equivalent. That was back when they were faction locked.
Yeah,
so
I remember being really excited in Wrath, going, "Oh my god, I can play a Shaman! I'm making a Shaman."
Yeah, Draenei picked up Shaman in BC, I believe. But that aside, not only that, we get the first ranged It's new in all fronts. First new male class, first new ranged hero class, and first new healer hero class, so that's pretty cool.
Super excited.
Yeah, so that's definitely awesome. They're also neutral. They're faction neutral. So when you make one, you can pick your faction, much like a Pandaren, and that's pretty sweet. Apparently, yeah, so they're ranged. They can fight mid-range with claws, or they can do fiery breath stuff, or they can heal, which is great. And I'll touch on the specializations there for a second, because I'll just read this to you, because there's 5 flights. I'm going to put that to you right now. And if you didn't know, these creatures were apparently created, the Drakthir, specifically by Neltharion, who was Deathwing and the Earth Warder. With that in mind, let me read this to you, and you'll see where my problem is. Drakthir evokers can fight from mid-range with claws and fiery breath attacks. No, that's not it. That's not the one I wanted. Where's the one that goes over?
It's the down one.
Down. Here we go. It's the bottom. It's the blue one. Okay. So I know we skipped the thing real quick. The bottom of this here, evokers also have 2 distinctive specializations which take advantage of these magic types. Devastation. Yeah, Neltharion. Okay, and I'll just read the whole dang thing. I'm sorry, everyone. Drakthir evokers were created by Neltharion to wield the magic of all 5 Dragonflights, providing a very distinctive style of spellcasting. Okay, 5. You'll see why I yelled that in a second. You'll be able to see the coalescence of these powers each time you cast. Evokers all have 2 distinctive specialization, which take advantage of these magic types. Devastation is a DPS-focused specialization that utilizes the fast, explosive power of the red Dragonflight, and the more focused and overwhelming magic of the blue Dragonwight. Okay, there's your DPS. Preservation serves as a healing specialization, utilizes the healing power of the green Dragonflight and its more nurturing spells, while also using the power of the bronze Dragonflight to manipulate time to accomplish feats such as healing wounds faster. That's 4. And
so I have a theory. And I'm excited about it.
I have one too, but I'll go ahead and let you. What's yours? We're probably on the same page.
Probably. We usually are. So one of the concepts of Dragonflight, the expansion, is that we are to be helping reinstate and restore the black Dragonflight. So what if after we do that, we get our tank spec and it's
the black Dragonflight? That's what I'm hoping for, because at first I was like, where the frick is the black? Like, literally, for those of you who played in Legion, and you happen to have played Protection Warrior specifically, their artifact quest line deals heavily with the Black Dragons, because that's what they do. They're the protectors, the warders of the earth. They were supposed to be. That's why the old gods took them out, because with no one defending, I mean, it was an easy target. So, but that's why I'm like, where's my tank spec? So, like, you know, I wouldn't care so much if it wasn't so thematically driven. But in this case, it is. And the Black Dragonflight, even though they say magic of all 5, is mysteriously not represented.
Yeah.
So, but I do agree. I'm hoping that this is one of those things, because we're supposed to be helping Rathian, we're restoring the Dragon Owls or whatever. Anyway, so
it was mentioned briefly in the interviews and the release and everything, if you watched it, that something that we're going to do is, you know, we're in that working with Rathian, we're going to try and, you know, see who the next aspect for the Earth is going to be. Is it going to be Rathian, or is it going to be someone else? That it implies that there are others. So I think that maybe in reinstating that aspect, they get, because they have these powers of the aspects, and there's no Earth aspect.
There's no Earth aspect.
So
and green. Did Ysera's daughter like officially take aspect, or she just kind of a stand-in? I don't think she officially took it.
I don't remember her ever officially taking it.
I know she's been helping but
maybe in one of the druid weapon quests, because I remember there being a lot of stuff to do with her in one of those quests.
Yeah, like, well, and it was in it wasn't the Legion stuff. It was recent. It was with I think either BFA or Shadowlands.
Maybe.
We do deal with her, but I don't recall if she was actually. I don't think she was actually instated as the new green aspect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's kind of a little preview of like what they sort of look like. You'll see them again in another tab that we'll look at. So I'm pretty excited for that.
So stoked.
As you noticed, though, there's no other classes listed for a Dracthyr. That is because they cannot be other classes. They can only be the Evoker. And only the Evoker can be Dracthyr. It's 1-for-1 locked, which I find interesting. Oh yeah, I was going to pull up the comments here at the bottom. I don't normally like Wowhead comments. It's usually full of such toxic people, but I happen to agree if you kind of look at what they're saying here. They're like this person here, and I agree. The fact that only this race can be the Evoker makes sense given the lore, which I agree. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what exactly stops it from being other classes? And then someone else said, players, hey, can you loosen up the race class combinations? Blizzard, here's that new class that's locked to one race. It's kind of true.
So I do have another theory.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's something that we're going to talk about later, but so they did say that the classes were going to open up later, which super stoked about.
They said
really
maybe.
Happy. Maybe. But thematically, these creatures have only been on the Dragon Isle, so it would make sense that they don't know all those other classes until they interact with the other races and learn them.
Yes.
So if they do go through with it, it would make sense.
Exactly. And in one Love the Long interviews with Ian that we're not pulling up here, and they didn't have a highlight on it for some reason, was just that. They were talking about, Ian had said that they might possibly, learn to pick up an axe, quote unquote, to become a warrior in later. Which, yes, lore-wise, I get it. I'm totally fine as long as they become clear with their intentions later, because in this instance...
the intent would be nice.
In this instance, I have multiple dragon characters RP-wise. I would love to make this. I don't want them all to be evokers, for one. And even if I did, I literally have to drop a decade of time spent on that body, because you can't class change in order to make them into the new race, because there's no class for them to change to, so they can't even race change. There's no evoker class. You cannot do race changes. There is going to be no race changes happening. Every evoker you see, every Dracthyr you see will be a completely new character. Unlike, kind of like the demon, like the demon hunters.
Yep.
All demon hunters had to be new. It's the same thing, but that's my point, is since this is a race and class that's new, it's class locked. So anyway, that's enough on that. Let's jump to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, upcoming Primalist Raid Tier Set concept art. So this is just pretty pictures, but I thought this art was glorious because I'm a huge sucker for both high fantasy dragons and elemental stuff.
Oh, and that's so pretty.
That's what this is. I mean, look at these, the gorgeous. I want it so bad.
Proto dragons. The proto dragon designs.
I know, and it says so cool. Elemental proto dragon leaders. So whoever these are, they're either good or bad. I don't know. They're really cool though. These are
they look
pretty
really,
rad.
really cool. I'm super stoked. And even though I won't see this Mog for probably the next 6 years, it's still really cool.
Yeah, unless they do a similar-ish system like they have with Zereth Mortis, where you can kind of get some of the tier. Or, at the very least, we'll be able to get some of the normal stuff if they continue that with world bosses. Because world bosses, if there's, enough of them, tend to have part or all of the normal tier set from the first raid. And so we will see some of this ourselves, but for the most part, yeah, it'll be 4 to 6 years as solo players.
1 to 2 pieces.
Yeah, so...
Because I've got 1, maybe 2 pieces of plate from Nathria, even though I think I did it 1 wing once.
Yeah.
That's all the raiding I did.
And there's only 3 world bosses that have the Nathria stuff. So unlike in BFA, you could get the entire normal old year set from the world bosses. I'm not joking. I did it on all the classes. But anyway, so these look pretty gorgeous. I'm pleased. I love this. I mean, I always love their art, so I guess you could take what I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I've thought every tiers looked fabulous. But anyway.
Really, they do. Like, if you actually look at each piece, so a lot of the times the concept art is not the greatest. I mean, it's always beautiful, but you can actually see where the pieces actually fit together, where they're actually, holding on to the belt, where they're actually tied into things. Like, if you look at the ice set and you're looking at the biflap on the plateware, you can actually see where it's connected to the belt, and that's so cool. Like, so sorry, artist gushing, I'm done.
No, it's fine. That's actually what I was going to point out too, because even if you don't like a set as a whole, I, as a mogger, like mogging pieces. So maybe you don't like the helmet of this very far left upper red and black one, but those shoulders are pretty sick. Oh, those boots though, those are tight, form-fitting plate boots, assuming that's the plate set, that they've been kind of doing recently. They're not these big old frickin' slipper boots like they used to. And I love that. So I'm like, oh, those boots alone? And I bet you those dragon skulls on the boots are a part of the boots and not the pants. And I'm like, I want to put really those on somebody so fast. I'm be like, look at my boots.
And I do have to say that I am so thrilled that they didn't do just the generic stereotypical cuff boots again. I hate cuff boots so much. The cuff is way too big. It looks obnoxious. I never wear them.
Agreed. Yeah, we haven't seen any of those in a long time.
I'm so thrilled.
Yeah, it's been a while. But anyway, so those are that. Let's jump to the next one. Yes, the Dragon Rider feature. And before we get into this, unless I see it in here, I want to point out that I have been seeing someone somewhere had said incorrectly that we're only going to be able to fly in the Dragon Isles via our dragon. But according to everyone else, that's incorrect because that's not been confirmed anywhere. Like, even by Narissa, who's a big WoW head writer, she's like, yeah, I've not seen that. Like, most of these... I follow her on Twitter. Most of this is from her.
Probably going to be is early flight is going to be dragon riding. And then as we get through the first couple, updates, then flight will be introduced with the, achievement just like it always is.
Yep.
And then
that was my guess
would open
too.
that up. Yeah.
But anywho, let's actually look at the feature before we talk about it. So, new feature, become a dragon rider. So, we are going to master the art of dragon. Yes, this is a new form of aerial movement. This is How to Train Your Dragon, the expansion.
Yes!
Everyone joked that Mop was Kung Fu Panda, the expansion, and it very much was. Bite me.
Yep.
But this is How to Train Your Dragon, the expansion. And I think, from what everything I've been seeing, this looks like a very... Mop plus Legion combination style of stuff, but in a good way. I didn't like a lot of Mop, but for a lot of the reasons I didn't like Miss Pandaria, I'm not seeing that in here, which was mainly story stuff and quest design, and I can't judge quest design until we're there. And we'll get to the zones. I have a tab about zones, so we'll get to that. But anyway, explore the land and obtain 4 new Dragon Isles Drakes, unique, customizable mounts that can truly be made your own, with millions of possible combinations to choose from. No 2 Drakes are the same. That, if they're actually being serious about those numbers, I'm impressed. That's a lot of combinations. I'm
thoroughly impressed. Holy cow.
Because I expected just a bunch of, cookie cutter.
Right? It'd be a couple things and that was it. And it would be like, as you upgraded your flight, they would automatically get those upgrades. So everyone of that flight level looks the same. That's kind of what I was anticipating. But if this is true and accurate, that's going to be so awesome.
Yes. And okay, so we'll read the points here. Mastering the skies. Use your new riding abilities to keep yourself and your Drake in the air, but beware! The denizens of the Dragon Isles will knock out inexperienced dragon riders right out of the sky. So, rip.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds gonna They better make
like
that
it's
interesting.
Really annoying.
If they make it interesting and I have frickin' Vrykul or Centaur roping up on my dragon and trying to stab me and knock me out, that would be cool.
Be cool. Not
just, oh, you're dazed. Now you're falling to your death. Fuck you.
That'd be so annoying.
That's
or
my
just
answer.
A wall. Like, no, you can't go any higher. You're not skilled enough. Like, what?
Uh-huh. All right, special moves. As you grow in skill, you and your Drake will master new maneuvers. Fight against exhaustion and the pull of the earth and soar above the Dragon Isle. So we're going to have some interesting stuff.
I'm excited. I like the power dive and all of that. And I like the way that the dragon, from what we've seen, actually responds to movement. So if I turn, it tilts and its legs kind of kick out a little bit with momentum, which is really cool. I love seeing that.
It is. Yeah.
Yes, I got really excited over a little kick of a leg. Yeah, that's me.
Well, you got more excited than I did, but I'll express my concerns after we get through these points. Talented Rider. Continue improving your dragon riding skill at max level by hunting down ancient glyphs and advancing your new dragon riding skill tree. And then more customization. Once you reach max level, you can conquer additional challenges all over the Dragon Isles to unlock even more customization options for your Drake. So first of all, what this makes me think of is it's like the Legion artifact. You customize it to a point. You have a skill tree in it, and that sounds like that's what we're doing here with our Drakes, except it's a rideable companion. And that's where I get kind of annoyed, because I don't like companion systems, and I don't like the followers, the companions, and vehicle flight. All of those are strong dislikes for me. And I know I'm going to get shots fired over this, but I don't even like Pock from Zareth Morris. He freaking pisses me off. I hate him. I'm like, go away, please. I don't care how cute you are. You pull things, you're in the way, you keep beat blooping, rolling around, and stand on top of things, and I'm like, no. So dismissed, but he was optional. This is not optional.
Yeah.
So, like, on one hand, I'm really excited because this looks really cool. So I'm just hoping that it's not what I'm thinking it is, and it's very different than what we already have in WoW, because let's be honest, a lot of their vehicle stuff is trash to me.
It is. I tend to skip it if I can.
Yeah, it's clunky, it's a pain, you're always limited to some weird single skill set thing, and you can't use anything, you're not actually on it, you just are, or whatever you're writing, and they're like on a set path, or if they aren't, it's like really hard to steer.
Yep.
Yeah, and then companions, they like aggroing things, sometimes they won't stealth with you. I don't know.
So like, we're just gonna run through everything, yay!
Yeah, I'm like, oh, thanks, I'm gonna die now. So I'm hoping that all of my concerns are wrong, and this is not at all what it is, because I'd like to be proven wrong. So, because this looks cool. I mean, look at these 4 different Drakes. Those are just the base models. Those look really cool.
I like that you can customize their snoots. Like,
yes.
Who does that? You have like a mane option and different tail options, and you can have the arm wings or the shoulder wings, which is super cool.
Yeah. And look at the blue one there that's turned around. He's got like a mane. He's got like fur. I'm like
it's awesome. You can have frills. You can have spikes. I'm so excited. And look at all the different tail types. You can have the typical, mace type tail, or you can just have like a spiky tail. Or I like customization, so I'll spend a lot of time just playing with it.
And my last concern on this note too is, I know this is an expansion feature, and I will point out, since there wasn't a quick tab on this, just so you all know, there is, according to Ian and other devs, no borrowed power coming with Dragon Isles. And what we mean by that, in case you're unsure, is there's no artifact power grind for your artifact weapon that you don't get to keep. There's no Heart of Azeroth that you're fueling that you don't really get to keep. Like, you kind of got some of it, but most of it was removed. There's no Covenant abilities that who knows if we get to keep those. Conduits, I guess, would be the other thing. So what happens with these dragons after the Dragon Isles? If we are raising and loving these things, do I get to keep him? Like,
that would be really cool if they spent the entire expansion going through O-World and setting the dragon riding systems. I would be thrilled.
Something like, I don't want to be so attached to this guy because I'm a long-term player. I'm not quitting probably ever. Like, I die or WoW does. I mean, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean dies as in a drought. I mean it physically goes offline forever. Which is probably not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, and even if they stop updating, I will probably still be playing.
Yeah, same, honestly. But yeah, like, what happens in 2 years when 11.0 is on the horizon? Are we gonna have to, like, say goodbye to our dragon? Is he gonna get old and die? Like, are we gonna have to sacrifice him to the big bad boss? I mean, I don't want to put him down. I get attached. He's gonna be a pet. I don't want to say goodbye.
you give us the mount. We got to keep the mount. I'm just saying, man.
So
you don't get to take away our mounts.
No.
People, them's fighting words.
This is an artifact weapon that's a dragon. And I can fly and maybe even talk. I don't know. I don't know how intelligent these dragons are. So, anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts there. Let's go on to the next one here. Talent trees. That's another big thing that's coming. Talents. We are not playing tic-tac-toe with our talents anymore. We're gonna get, look at this, look at that. I'm scroll down for you. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I'm so thrilled.
We're getting
I miss the old talent systems.
Well, and apparently these are the improved versions too. So how this works, from my understanding, is, as it shows here, you have druid points, which is your class. And then you have whatever spec you're in this case, restoration. And you upgrade both. And according to what I read, as you level, when you're low level, you get a point for one, and then the next level you get a point for the other one. And then the next level a point for one, and the next level a point for the other one. So it goes back and forth. That. And I do like that, because they want to try to reward us at every level, which is fine. I mean, to me as an avid leveler, every level is trivial. But to those, not everyone's like that. They like to be rewarded for every step. So I get it. But this looks really cool.
I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can I play with it now?
Right. So they have preset loadouts, which is pretty cool. I can already do that with add-ons, so to me this is nothing new. But for those who don't use add-ons, that's pretty neat. So that's pretty cool. And there's a deep dive video down there. And of course, as always, all of this will be linked in the description. All these links. There's a lot of them. So
I am hoping that the loadout is account-wide.
It's probably not.
But it does have an import option, so...
Oh, that's true. It has an import and a share. That's true.
So that might be good. That might be okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's probably not account-wide, but we'll find out. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah. But yeah.
I have 17 hunters, Blizzard. Let's go.
I know, right? I'm like, I don't want to have totally different talents on every class or every character.
You're gonna add things that my add-ons do.
Yep.
I want to replace the add-on.
Exactly. But anywho, so it looks like they're even categorized by shape. So squares are active abilities, circles are passive, and hexagons are choose an ability. So I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. But in fact,
I like that.
If you look down at the bottom right here at the bottom of restoration, you can see a couple hexagons, and they have little... Yeah, I see what that is. This is something that Ian talked about. If you look at the very bottom middle of restoration, it's probably hard to see for all y'all, but it's really tiny. But that is you recognize that icon? That is the Covenant Night Fae for Druid ability.
Oh, that's cool.
And he had pointed out, was like, yeah, some of you Eagle Eyes had noticed that we are going to keep some of the Covenant abilities. That seemed really interesting. And this is their way of keeping abilities without removing them. And I'm like,
cool. I like
thank you. You know, the thing I've been suggesting for 9 years. Thank you.
So does this mean as we go forward in expansions that our trees are going to get longer?
That's apparently the plan.
That's kind of cool. I like this.
I hope so.
It would be a really cool way of taking borrowed power and making it worthwhile.
Yeah, because what makes borrowed power borrowed is the fact that you don't get to keep it. That's what's such a turnoff for me. If I got to keep all the corruption stuff, I don't care if it's put in as talents or baked into certain specs. I just want to keep my stuff. Like, even the Artifact Legion abilities, not all the classes got to keep them. Prot Warrior didn't. Prot Paladin didn't. Holy Paladin didn't. Assassination Rogue didn't. And yet, everyone else did. Except for, like, maybe one other. Affliction Warlock, that's another one. And it, like, in an Affliction's case, you kind of got, like, half of it, but, like, it's a passive. This doesn't feel lame. Great. It's lame. I want to earn cool abilities, and I want to be able to keep them, even if I have to choose between them in these little choose your ability drop-down thingies. If that's what they want to do, fine, just let me keep it. Let me have the option, please.
Yes.
So
let me have it.
Let me have it. I want it, because they make such cool abilities. Like, the class designers, they really work their asses off, and they do such a great job, but they have to keep changing it. And that's where the rub is, because you lose all this work, and you have to do more. But it has to be different. So I'm like, if you at least get to keep the old stuff, I'd be happy. So, anyway.
There are just some things that, I know not everyone's an RPer, but some things you just want for aesthetic.
Yeah. It's like speaking...
Like the stupid tree form.
Yeah, tree form.
Like, I know they re-implemented that, but...
They did. We have it again.
Not a lot of people know where it is.
Yeah. Well, and like, another thing that maybe a lot of people don't know about is in in WoD, Warlords of Draenor, as a feral druid specifically, there was a talent that let you take the form of a Saberon. And get this, it was even mount speed. Yes, I was running across Shadowmoon Valley as a dark blue Saberon, happy as a clam. And they removed
Please bring it back.
Yeah,
I'm like, if they're going to implement that in some of these options.
I hope so, because, man, I'm all for the aesthetic part. And that's why I play, you know? But anyway, we could beat a dead horse with that, or burn a tree, shall we say. So let's move on.
Yeah, no burning of trees. So
no burning of trees. Oh, here we go. Explore the Dragon Isles 5 new zones. So, let's take a preview here. I'm just going to read through this because this is like really exciting stuff for me. To begin their journey in the Dragon Isles, players will take a boat from either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. So we get there by boat, which, duh, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Although this is a joint expedition rather than the military race seen in Mists of Pandaria. Thank you. I like how they pointed that out specifically. They will sail right alongside one another as they enter the Isles, allowing players to board the opposing ship. And apparently, it doesn't say it here, but if you have war mode enabled, apparently you can board the opposing ship and kill people in this opening scenario. Like, why would you do that? So
I mean, well, they did implement it so that you could turn it off there too, but...
Yes, but yeah, they had said somewhere that you can turn it off there on the ship if you don't want to deal with it. I don't see that option here, but I saw that, so... Anyway, upon arrival, players will be greeted by a brand new land, featuring 4 leveling zones which players will progress through as they make their way to level 70, which is fine. I know some people complain, be like, 4 is not enough. I'm like, actually, I think 4 is a good number. 3 is too little. 5 is a lot.
5 is a lot.
I think 4 is a good number, personally.
4 is good. And when you look at get this into Chromie time, it's going to be 10 to 50 through 4 zones. That's going to feel so good.
Yes, exactly. To me, that's why Legion is such a hit, because... and that's why I'm looking forward to BFA being added. But we'll get to that point. We're not on the Chromie time tab yet. So, 4 leveling zones as we make our way to level 70. So yes, fortunately or unfortunately, we are increasing the level cap again. And that is something that Ian did address. Like, yes, in 2030, we'll be in the triple digits again. And basically his answer was, we'll deal with that when we get there. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good way to look at it, but okay.
Like that's that's a future me problem.
Yeah, like
I don't care.
That's how we ended up where we were before. But all right, whatever. I don't care.
And it was daunting.
It was. Okay, although the first time through the campaign will be linear, subsequent leveling will have more options to explore the zones in any order. So they're doing what they did with both Legion and Shadowlands, but better. I did read a deep dive on this. So you know how we can go to any zone in any order in Legion. There's no Threads of Fate. However, we're taking the campaign from the, the story campaign the first time through like we did in Shadowlands, which was well done, but you don't want to do that 10 times. So you just don't.
132.
Yeah. Or try 290 something. Or whatever. No. So instead of like having the crazy wacky Threads of Fate thing, you just go in any order you want like Legion. So I'm like, oh, you mean the thing that I had suggested on PTR and beta, but nobody agreed?
Weird.
Funny how my critiques seem to come around eventually. Anyway.
Smart.
That's because I play a lot. I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see. So that's nice. Explore the zones in any order. Each of these zones will express the primal forces of the world, from roiling magma to icy plains, and this excites me because I love dramatic landscape.
Oh my god, yes.
The quiet forest with nothing going on is occasionally nice, but I love exploding volcanoes. I love roiling icy plains with frickin' frost everywhere. I love the dark, intense forests where it's weirdly silent. Like, I love really dramatic environments because you feel something. You're not just there, You're there as an intruder type of thing. You feel that. So this is really exciting. So the Waking Shores, that's our first zone here, are a wild, untamed land which features the red dragonflight and the ancestral home of the black dragonflight. Ancient enemies of the dragonflights, the Jaradin, half-giants riding lava mammoths, have also awakened while Rathian joins heroes in exploring his ancestral home. So that's cool. Then we have the Anaran Plains. Hopefully I'm saying all these right. We'll find out when
yeah.
Are a big, wide open plains with increased draw distance, featuring the green dragonflight, a mighty clan of centaur. We get to see the frickin' centaur again, and they have updated models.
They're so beautiful.
Yes, I didn't find any in the little snippet stuff I've pulled up here, but if you look up any stuff like this, you'll find them. And Anara, the wild god of the wind. And for those of you who are hunters who did the survival artifact from Legion, you might recognize that name. She's the pretty ghosty bird that blesses you and you get to ride her for a bit. So this is neat.
She is.
Because she's unique and she's cool. And so hunters, there might be some special dialogue there for them. I don't know, because she literally blesses the Hunter's Lodge in High Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So, curious about that. Let's see. We have the Azure Span. It's one of the biggest zones to date. Oh, on that note, I saw a post somewhere from one of the devs that apparently these land masses are some of the biggest in World of Warcraft that they've ever done.
I'm so excited about that. I heard that they had to update the view distance just so you could see it.
Yeah.
My god.
And I don't know if let me kind of glance here. Does it say? No, it doesn't in this one, but there was another post where they were talking about their focus is exploration, not so much mob combat. So, as beautiful as Suramar was, every frickin' step you took, you were hounded by 10 things.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly, we're not going to have that here. There are going to be big open areas of nothing. But I like that because I want to wander around and explore the world. I want to see what's going on and then have something jump out from behind a rock or whatever, in real life, we don't walk outside and see 30 bears. If you do, there's a problem.
Right?
you know? So, and I'm liking that kind of take on this, because it's going to feel to me a lot more immersive. But
I agree.
Anyway, let's see. Biggest zone to date, inspired by the Grizzly Hills with a lot of elevation change. So it's going to be a very vertical zone, mainly covered in snow and icy rivers. It is home to various types of gnolls, the Tuskar, and the blue Dragonflight. Throughout the zone, players will follow the story of Kalecgos, as he explores Sindragosa's archives.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So, then we have Thaldraszus is the fourth and final zone, the seat of power for all 5 Dragonflights, featuring huge vertical mountains and cave systems. Not caves, cave systems.
That's cool.
Wording there. So, it features Valdrakken, the main city and player hub in Dragonflight. Each flight has its own section within the city, such as red and green dragon-themed gardens, as well as an auction house. And I think, like, at first you're like, okay, why'd they point out an auction house? I'm wondering if this is the first auction house since, like, WoD.
Yeah, because everywhere else doesn't have an auction house. They have an auction engineer.
Yeah, they have an engineer auction house.
But not an auction house.
But not an actual auction house, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting that they point that out because, yeah, WoD, the only auction house was in Ashran there, you know, in those faction areas. And even in Mop Wrath, yeah, you have to go back as far back as BC to have a regular auction house that's not in the Azeroth cities. Wow, actually. So that is something big.
No kidding.
Okay, interesting. Let's see. A 5th unique leveling zone is reserved for the brand new Drakthir Evoker class race combo, who starts their journey on the Dragon Isles. A form of flying will be enabled, or near, the start of the expansion, enabled through a customizable dragon companion with various cosmetics and the ability to do barrel rolls. So, that's interesting. But look at these. Look at these pictures. And they added duckies. But look at that upper left photo. Does that remind you of a certain zone? Exile's Reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had, in part of my theory video, the Dragon Isles in lore are stated to be very large. And isles are very similar to I always want to call them a pelagos because he frickin' ruined my brain. But, archipelagos. There we go. Is that the word, right. I think? Yeah. Where there's a lot of islands in a string. And I theorized that based on how the placement of Exile's Reach, the involvement of dragons and ogres and necromancy, and also the visual thematic area of it, that it was a part of the Dragon Isle chain. I don't know if like that'll be confirmed, but the location of the Dragon Isles was based off that, and that's been confirmed. I was correct there. So that's why I'm curious to see. But I mean, this is gorgeous because that thematic, I mean, look at this. It's like everything from Legion. I loved the zone aesthetic of Legion, and it's not far from the Broken Isles, where
it's really not.
It's the northeast area of the map, above Eastern Kingdoms, but below and to the east of Northrend. So take like Legion and Northrend aesthetic and smoosh it into the Dragon Isles, and that's what this looks like.
I wonder if they're going to move both Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms on the map, or if they're just going to lower the Eastern Kingdoms. It'd be interesting.
I don't know, because every time they do add a new landmass, they do get kind of smooshed around funny.
Right?
So, yeah.
Because the map is the known world, and so you sail across the sea and you think these are right here, but you find out that, oh, they're not.
Yep. So yeah, so those are the zones. It's gorgeous. Let's move on here. So, we have... Let's see here. What is this one? Renown. All, and the reason I bring this up is I like what they do here. Renown returning for WoW Dragonflight. Advance all reputations simultaneously. Because of those of you that are playing Shadowlands now, if you think about the Renown system and remove it from the Covenants, the Renown system actually was quite great. It wasn't hard to advance. You got it semi-passively as you're not talking about alts on your first character, who I would say is probably the most important one. But you get it as you do story, and every time you leveled, you got something. Titles, pets, mounts, armor, new abilities. And so it's a very rewarding and simple system. And I think it was, that by itself was done very well. However, the rub, you had to do it for all 4 Covenants later when they finally pulled the ripcord, if you will, and let you do everything. And it feels kind of clunky because it wasn't meant for that. So,
yeah. But
this here, let's look at how they're going to do this here. In an interview with OSGamers, WoW lead game designer Jeremy Fiesel revealed that Renown is coming back. Unlike its Shadowlands counterpart, you'll be able to progress with a different Renown system. Let me reread that. Progress with all different Renown reputations simultaneously. You won't have to pick one.
Yes.
Now it's curious.
So satisfying.
Well, and what I'm curious too is they keep using Renown with the word reputation. Because in Shadowlands, Renown is not reputation.
It's not, no.
It's like it, but it's not. So, is Renown going to be reputation like we talked about in one of our podcasts? Is that where they're going with this?
I think maybe what it's going to be is they're going to have the Renown system, and that you're going to be able to get, every time you get Renown, you get something from that Covenant or Dragonflight or whatever it's going to be. But I think maybe they're going to have it trackable in the, what am I thinking? Word.
I don't know.
Reputation categories.
Yeah, I don't know, because they keep saying Renown reputation. Renown reputation, not reputation and Renown. It's just interesting wording,
true.
And I don't know if I'm
reading. It
reading.
is very interesting wording.
Because they don't say that like that in Shadowlands. So, but yeah, the system is being iterated and improved for the expansion. Each of the 4 main reputations in the Dragon Isles will have a separate Renown bar that you will be able to progress on. Blizzard is also looking to incorporate alt-friendliness to the system as well, but they didn't expand on details about it. So, there are 4 main Renowns.
Right.
Each one for each flight. But up here it says you will be able to progress with all 4 Renowns simultaneously and you don't have to pick one. So why do we have separate ones if they're all going to be done simultaneously? I'm confused.
Now it would be really annoying is if the Renown you got in each zone was only for that flight.
Yeah, which it probably will be, but then that won't be simultaneously.
No, well, it kind of will be because no matter what you're doing, wherever you are, you earn that Renown rank for whatever flight that's in, but you can go to another zone and earn another Renown rank for a different one instead of having to go back to your hub, change it, go back out. And so I think that might be kind of what they're
but that's
there.
Still not simultaneously, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you're still farming them separately. Like, say I go level only through the Azure whatever it was.
True.
If somehow and get all the way to 70, I'm screwed if that's the case. So, I don't know. I'm just curious. I don't know what they're going to do for that. That's a very short post. They haven't talked about it much. So, rather than theorizing, let's move on. We have another Dragonflight interview with OSGamers. Exploration, dragon riding, and familiar faces. And this one looked interesting to me because I like it's kind of what they're planning on doing. So let's see. Jeremy Fiesel and Graham Berger spoke with OSGamers about World of Warcraft Dragonflight, revealing the expansion's focus on exploration rather than world-ending threats, dragon riding at breakneck speeds, and reacquainting reacquainting ourselves with characters who still have stories left to tell. So, I am still wondering what the balls are going to do about the freaking sword in the planet! But
just a little bit.
It's just kind of part of the scene now, I guess. I don't know. I kind of thought that this expansion would kind of address that, but I've thought that with both BFA and Shadowlands, and I was wrong.
So maybe the pre-patch is going to have something to do with that, because in the cinematic they said the world is healing.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, they were talking about the world's like dying and then healing, so I'm like, so then what's going on there? Anyway, let's see. So let's jump down here. There's a lot in this one, but I'm not going to go all over everything, so let's just kind of skim through it. We have this is the one I was talking about earlier. I thought I didn't have that tab. Exploration, not combat, but some combat. This is what I was talking about in the zones. Taking a break from the world-ending themes of the past several expansions, Dragonflight will explore an old but long-forgotten part of Azeroth with a focus on history, characters, and exploration. In the zone preview highlights, which we just looked at, Blizzard also noted how our journey to the Dragon Isles is a joint exploration adventure between the Reliquary and the Explorers League, who have always been at each other's throats, by the way, rather than the opposing military operations seen in Mists of Pandaria, though as each faction ship sails up to the Isles, players will be able to board each other's ship. So, and of course, if you want to read, some quotes from them, please do. They're great. But to save time, we're not going to do that, or we'd be here with another 10-hour video. So,
rip.
A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. Although their in-game representation varies considerably, in lore, the dragons are big and their ancestral zones are meant to represent that. Which, and before I continue, that was one of my gripes always about Dragonflight. At the known time, before we knew that Dragon Isles was actually going to be canon, because that was always the question. Dragonblight and the tower there, Wormrest Temple, is so tiny. They have to be human form. That's not a dragon temple.
It's not built for dragons.
No. And that's always irked me, because I'm like, yes, I get they had game physical limitations at the time, but now they don't. That's the thing.
No, they don't.
No, they really don't. And I'm hoping that that's why they're going so big, because just think about how big dragons are. If they have a little itty-bitty temple that's supposed to be dedicated to them, don't you think they wouldn't be very happy? And I think they'd eat them all and get new cultists. So, be like, look, we built you this tiny little tabernacle. Really, thanks. That's a shed. But anyway.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah. So that's why I like that they're pointing this out here. They should be big. So these large sprawling zones are designed that way with flight in mind, even featuring increased draw distance to minimize pop-in and help players get lost in the expansive scenery. So we'll just kind of read the next point here. To help navigate the larger than normal zones, players will unlock a brand new feature very early in the expansion, allowing them to customize a personal dragon, which we read about. And it says here, dragon riding isn't flying, though. It's described more as a mini-game akin to Spider-Man web-slinging or daylight paragliding, where height, speed, and momentum are important elements to maximizing flight time. You can't mount up, take off, and hover in the air for an unlimited amount of time like traditional flying, and will instead need to think about how you're going to get from point A to point B. Done right, it promises to be even faster than regular mount speed, though the feature is limited to the Dragon Isles. Okay. So, I don't know. I can't really give any thoughts on that beyond what I've already said. Let's see, Jakaris. The Dracthyr Evokers are WoW's first hybrid class race combo. Only Dracthyr can be Evokers, and only Evokers can be Dracthyr. Tying into the lore and the fantasy of Dragonflights in a brand new way. The male-wearing ranged healer hybrid also won't have a tank or melee specialization. And it says it again, but will represent all 5 of the different Dragonflight's magical powers.
Yeah, there it
Red
is.
and blue
there
for ranged DPS, green and bronze for healing, though powers tied to the black Dragonflight have yet to be described. There's your tank.
Yep.
Please tell me I'm not wrong. Please.
Well, to be fair, you're very rarely wrong. Sometimes it just takes them a while.
True. I did predict Zandalari playables all the way back in MOP, but...
You did.
Anyway, let's see here. This makes them, let's see, Dracthyr come with other benefits as well, using their wings to fly without aid, the same way other players will with dragon flying. So the Dracthyr are their dragons, which I would hope so. It'd be a little dumb if I had to ride a dragon around with my big old fancy wings sitting on my back.
Just a little bit.
This makes them a little more unique than traditional classes, though it'll be interesting to see how well the new class balancing will play out. I don't care about class balancing. Let's move on. Advancing the dragon's story. After the aspects lost their powers at the conclusion of Cataclysm's Dragon Soul, it seemed as though much of the Dragonflight story was done. And I hate that type of story, by the way, because the whole... Yep. I play WoW for high fantasy. I don't play WoW for the end of high fantasy. You know what I mean? Kind of like in Lord of the Rings, you got the age of the elves of over. I'm like, well, I guess this series is done.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Because I'm like, if I want to go play a game about humans, I'll pick up something else. Not that the humans in WoW aren't cool, because they have very unique backgrounds.
They do.
You know, coming out of the Titan Forged and made by the Titans and the Keepers, and that's cool.
They're very cool, and it's just, it's awesome.
That's cool. But you know what I mean, I hope. Humans aren't high fantasy. You really have to make them high fantasy, because that's why it's fantasy. Things we don't have in real life.
If I just wanted a game that only had things that were available to me in real life that I could go do without repercussions, then I would not play.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why, like, as much as I loved Cataclysm, I hated that part of it. The loss of the Dragonflight, because it was a very, well, it's the end of the dragons, oh well, type of thing. And it's like, but the dragons are partly why I play. Come on.
Not cool.
You know? But anyway. Though Warcraft continued to revisit the dragons in various ways, most recently with the death of Ysera in Legion and later her appearance in Shadowlands. I'm still wondering what the repercussions of that are going to be, because that's a whole different discussion. But still, despite being immensely powerful creatures, they've taken a major backseat in recent storytelling, and Dragonflight is a way to not only reintroduce some fan favorites, but grow their stories once more, and I'm looking forward to that so much. Throughout the expansion, players will travel with Alexstrasza, watch Rathian unravel his heritage, help Caelid Ghosts explore Cinder Ghost's library, and even reacquaint ourselves with Marithra, the daughter of Ysera. So,
yay!
And I'm looking forward to this, because I'll say right now, I don't like Caelid Ghost, and I never have. I always thought he was a little bitch. So I'm hoping, and I'll be pleased if they can change my mind. For example, when I started in MOP, I hated Jaina. She's awful in that expansion. But I liked her in BFA. She turned around, and I'm happy to see her now.
Right.
That's my point. Like, I'm happy to have my mind change on a character. So if they do really well with Caelid, I won't be spitting at him and going, Senegos for aspect anymore. Even though Senegos is still best dragon grandpa. Thank you.
Best dragon grandpa.
Best dragon grandpa. And can I just say his new skin looks a little sus?
Just a little bit. He does look like certain other blue dragons that we won't mention.
Yeah. I'm like, he's really hot now, first of all. He looks really evil now, second of all. But he looks like I would not be opposed to him going bad guy, just saying. And he's chasing after Cinder Ghost's stuff. So it's possible, because she was wackadoo. Brilliant, but very bad. So that is exciting to me. Yeah, so I'm just curious. I want to be proven wrong about Caelid. You know what I mean? I want to see that growth. I want to see that change. Or like what they did with Illidan Legion. I liked him before, but I hated kind of his story. Right. Honestly, because he kept getting shat on, and then he was an asshole, and then I don't blame him. But in Legion, he kind of redeemed himself. Oh, Legion. I never liked Velen. Hated him. I always thought he was an idiot.
Yeah, I don't like fucking Velen.
But in Legion, I liked him. He kind of bucked up a bit. He and Illidan played off each other really well. And I was just like, okay, I like that. So I'm hoping that's what they do here with Kalik because I want to like him. I just don't. So anyway,
yeah.
So that's that with the kind of their thoughts. Like, it's just kind of, I wanted to go over this point because I liked kind of their idea for their general direction. I am all for the cosmic. Don't get me wrong. The cosmic horrors, big fan. Old gods, titans.
Super excited.
Frickin' Space Satan with Sargeras. Let's get out there in spaceships. I'll be happy as a clown. But at the same time, I do like this balance where we come back down, literally, and we're dealing with the same kind of cosmic entity related stuff, but in a more high fantasy instead of sci-fi setting. And that's, to me, the great part about WoW is because they can jump between sci-fi and hi-fi, if you will. And be just fine. But all right, so let's jump to the next one. Massive PvP changes in Dragonflight. Now, I'm not a PvPer. I know you're not either. But what interested me is this says WoD-style PvP gear returning in 10.0. I did like WoD's gearing system. I don't like BFAs. I didn't like Legions. And I really don't like Shadowlands. But I did like WoD's. I liked it a lot. And I was able to get into it as a very casual PvPer because Ashran played into it. And so I was able to buy a lot of WoD PvP gear current because I was able to earn conquest and stuff. And so I'm like, if they're going to go that direction, I hope so. So let's read this here. In an interview with Bajira, Brian Holinka revealed that PvP gearing in Dragonflight will have a similar system to Warlords of Draenor with a unique PvP level for all conquest gear. In this interview, Holinka explains that his decision has been made after listening to community feedback. Dragonflight PvP gear will have a PvP and PvP item level, just like they used to, which is fine. In PvP, all conquest gear will be the same, equivalent to Mythic Raid. Outside of PvP, the gear will have a similar system to Shadowlands, starting with the base item level, upgradable with honor, and unlocked with a rating. These upgrades will have no effect for PvP, only for the PvE item level of the item. So they're kind of doing like a mix, it looks like, of the two.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is fine. That's kind of all we have on that at this point. The part that draws me isn't talked about here. I'm hoping that we do have a Ashran type battleground system where I can solo queue in and do objectives and things for conquest and honor and things, just like we kind of used to in the very early Ashran that was changed later when they made it queuable, which sucked ass in my opinion. But anyway, so I'm just kind of hoping that maybe they go that direction because I want to collect the gear for Mog. I couldn't give a shit about the item level personally.
Agreed. Just give me a cosmetic. Can I have a cosmetic? That'd be great.
Exactly. So, all right. So next one, Dragonflight interview with Judge Hype, pre-patch event, Drag-Through questline, and Mythic Plus rotation. I don't really care about the Mythic Plus rotation myself, but the pre-patch event is really what I'm interested in. So, let's see what they have on that 10.0 preach patch apparently event. The pre-patch is planned to last for 2 weeks, and will introduce players to Dragonflight. A level 60 revamp of the classic dungeon Uldaman is planned for the event. Now I'm curious why Uldaman specifically. I remember Uldaman, I know what's in it. It does have to deal with Titan Watchers and stuff, so I'm assuming that's why. And they have the Discs of Nornagon that have the histories are in Uldaman. We retrieve those, but I don't know. Beyond that, I'm just curious. So that's interesting. Uldaman's kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to queue for.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I do
like that we'll be able to play the Drag-Through during pre-patch. That's kind of nice.
Which I kind of figured we would be able to. That's what they did with Demon Hunters, but you know. Let's see. Drag-Through Evokers will be available to players during the pre-patch event. Side note, editor's note, there was no discussion of how evokers will be initially available to players, but for reference, in Legion, Demon Hunters were first available on the 7.0 pre-patch event for players who had pre-ordered the expansion. So it's probably going to be like that.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, let's see. Here it is. I do have the tab. Dragon Isles and Dragon Riding. The Dragon Isles are located northeast of the known Azerothian landmass. Thank you. Hold your applause.
Yay!
I was pleased. And they said, it's hard to pin down how big the Dragon Isles are, but it is considered one of the largest continents ever offered to players.
Which is kind of scary, knowing Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms.
Yeah, I'm like, is that including the known world right now? Really? Those are big.
A lot. Are we talking just expansions or like base game too?
Yeah, because I'm like, it says largest continents ever, so I'm like, oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Blizzard is studying
my attention.
Right? Blizzard is studying adding dragon riding to other WoW outdoor content, but the current focus on the system is for the Dragon Isles. So there we go. They're thinking about dragon riding for other outdoor stuff.
Nice.
So that's cool. Lore and Dragthyr evokers. There is a new big bad in Dragonflight, but just like Mists of Pandaria, the big bad won't be unknown initially. We're starting Dragonflight by learning about the threats to the Dragon Isles, just like we did with the Shah and Mogu and early MOP. Editor's note, official Dragonflight website Primal Incarnates are mentioned as a threat we will fight on the first raid of Dragonflight, which is where that tier stuff we saw, those tier sets, come from. And Khadgar, Rathian, and Tyrande will be important characters in the Dragonflight.
Tyrande!
Need
you!
Oh, Xavius. I love you.
Man.
I missed you. Anyway, players are expected to learn more about Galakrond. Yes! As well as the different aspects and other kinds of dragons that existed in the past. Galakrond. Big bad. Big baddie necromancer daddy dragon. Way back in ancient times. He was a big bad intelligent proto. Well, you can't even really call him a proto. He was like a type of proto, but I'm sure he's like the ones that...
Proto-dragon.
Yeah, proto-dragon, not a proto-drake, which is...
Yeah.
There is a difference. But he was big, bad, and he's what gave the 5 little baby aspects at the time, who weren't aspects, that's what gave them their rep. Because they helped put him down. And then the Titan Watchers or Keepers were all like, shit, dog, we're gonna bless you. So, I mean, verbatim is totally how it went down. But anyway, so I'm really excited to learn more about that because what I know about Galakrond is very limited to just the highlights, Yeah. So I'm really excited. But, so Galakrond's really important to their past, so, yeah. Dragthyr Evoker characters will ultimately have to choose between the Horde and the Alliance, but the choice will be done in a different way from how Pandaren went in Mists of Pandaria. Relations between the Horde and Alliance are more peaceful, and the choice will boil down to what expedition the Dragthyr player wants to aid. It's being dressed as more of a practical decision than a philosophical one.
Nice.
So, I mean, you still have to choose your faction, it's just they're dressing a little differently.
Yeah, and I mean, the factions are going to be able to play together to an extent, which is nice, so progress.
Yeah. World Forest Race. Let's see, we got that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why they're addressing that here, but I guess it must have been in the interview. Professions. Currently no place, and this is strange to me, for a return of archaeology in Dragonflight, as the devs want to focus on more core elements of the professions for the expansion, like gathering and crafting. There might be something available for archaeology eventually, but not on an expansion release. Which I understand, but that is strange to me, because remember who we're following in is the Reliquary and the Explorers League. They're archaeologists. It makes
sense that they were there.
They're there to dig up shit and find powerful things. That's what they do, especially the Reliquary. So, interesting. Yeah. This is half what I say about that. I don't care, but it's interesting. So, gameplay. Here we go. No Azerite/artifact power system is planned for Dragonflight. Applause, please. Yes. A progression system is expected to be included, but player feedback from Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands is being considered. So that's good. Flying with your Drakies and dragon riding is currently limited. You need to unlock elements like speed and flying to certain places in the Dragon Isles and require a completion of certain prerequisites. Blizzard still believes the best way to first experience content is from the ground up, which I wholeheartedly agree. Instead of allowing players to complete freedom from day one. 100% agree.
Yeah, I agree.
In fact, I'm that person who would be fine if they had never added flying again, and we just had mechanical type things, such as the portal pads in Argus, or even our lovely dragon mount here as mechanics to let us fly. Because to me, it's more immersive.
It is.
But, you know, that ship sailed, so I can't be on that boat anymore. So when they kind of try to make it more RP-based like this, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. And during the expansion, I don't mind not having flying so much. But after the expansion, when I want to go farm shit, it gets really old.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to run.
Well, that's because you're lazy.
I am super lazy.
You are. All right. Some time gating is to be expected, as Blizzard likes that a portion of players will unlock certain things at once. Sepulchre of the first one's time gating being given as an example. Other elements are expected to be unlocked gradually with gameplay, like the cipher of the first ones in Zerath Mortis, which, to be fair, I like time gating. I know everybody doesn't, but I agree with Blizzard on this standpoint, because in the interview that I had read with Ian, which I'll probably link that one in the description too if I remember, it's a very long one. It goes over a lot of stuff we've covered, but he gives very excellent points and insight, and I like that insight so you understand why they do what they do. Because on one hand, yes, they don't want to limit players, and they like people do like to just rush through and get it all done in a day, so be it. But the problem with that is, A, not only are they chewing up all the content that they took months to create. You know, this stuff isn't cheap, guys. This is hard work. This is a lot to manage. So not only are they chewing that all up at once, the major concern that he pointed out was that's making other players feel pressured to get it done, which I know is something that would resonate with you. Because you have the go, we're gonna go right now, and we're done. In 2 days, people.
Yeah, I don't. No,
pressuring their friends who just want to experience it. You know? And this is kind of how they deal with that. Because they want everyone to pace through the story together. And the only way they can do that is by physically restraining the no-lifers. So, you can be mad all you want, but I agree with Blizzard. So
I agree. I like the time gating.
Yep.
Gives me time to actually work on things and not have to worry that I have a job.
Yeah, exactly. Not everybody's a 14-year-old living with their parents with no job and only in high school. Okay, some of us do have jobs, families, college.
Sorry.
Life.
I have all of the above.
Yep. Exactly.
It's a problem for me.
Yep. System requirements. They basically say that they might be going up, but we don't know yet, which is fine. I am planning on hopefully getting a new computer sometime early, either late this year or early next, depending on how fast I can pay off some debt. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we got Mystic Plus, the current plans for the Dragonflight Season 1. I'll read this just because they're doing it a little differently. Is to include a dungeon rotation with a pool of 4 Dragonflight dungeons and 4 dungeons from older expansions. Season 2 will change the rotation build to include 4 different Dragonflight and 4 different older expansion dungeons. Shadowlands dungeons will not be included in the rotation as these are too recent.
Makes sense.
So I find that interesting. And I actually like that. And it's... I'm not a Mythic Pluser anymore, but I have done my fair share of it. Trust me. Farmed the hell out of Mythic Plus and Legion. But this is really cool because it's not... Well, hopefully it doesn't get too boring for folks because it's still 8 dungeons.
It is.
And it's going to change every season, but sometimes the seasons are long because the seasons kind of only change with patches. So, I don't know. Maybe if they... I don't know. I'll just have to leave that to the people that actually do these anymore, so...
Yep.
Moving on.
You guys do it and let us know how it goes. Have fun.
Exactly. So we have the profession system revamp. Now, the professions, if you haven't noticed, haven't seen, are getting A big facelift. So, in the expansion announcement for the new expansion World of Warcraft Dragonflight, we'll introduce the Crafting Orders system that also expands the ability to get soulbound items that were once only available to the crafters themselves. Crafting specializations are making a comeback for players to create higher quality items and new auto-swapping profession items to improve your skills and yields. So, let's look at that. New profession interface.
I'm so excited.
I know, right? Dragonflight will include a new profession interface, which gives clues to new traits you'll be needing to complete profession orders to their highest quality. There will be new stats for each profession. This image shows the traits, resourcefulness, and inspiration for alchemy. But there are a few details about these stats at this point. Excuse me. You will also be, finishing reagents. That's a funky sentence. Which will got me all messed up. Which will enhance the quality and power of created items. Let's just look at the picture here. If it'll pull up. It doesn't want to, but yeah. It looks kind of interesting. That looks fairly nice. I like this new kind of look on it.
Yep, like the favorite system. That's nice. I don't know if that's like currently a thing or not, because I don't really mess with my professions a lot, but
yeah, you can have favorites now, but
yeah,
the rest of it looks pretty spiffy.
I like the new interface.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Nice.
Crafting orders. This is kind of the new big thing. Players will be able to create crafting orders to request other players with that profession skill to create items for them. Yes, different than the auction house. Browse through recipes of any profession. Choose what you want crafted and create a crafting order to request its manufacture. You will then have the option to add some or all of the necessary reagents and a commission. There will be an NPC that will act as a sort of auction house for crafting orders. So this is a separate thing from the auction house. And you will be able to specify whether this is a public order, as in anyone with that profession can choose to create it for you, whether it's a request only for the people in your guild, or direct to a specific player.
It's really cool.
As a crafter, you can see what items players are asking for and decide yourself which commissions you wish to fulfill. And a note on that too, this removes scams from crafting. Because I'm sure many of us have had this at some point. You commission someone to do something, you go to pay them, they take the money and run, and don't give you the item.
It's really annoying.
Or they COD you for 10 times the amount that was agreed, which is the other way you can do that. And this kind of gets around a lot of that, which is pretty cool.
I like it. Yeah, I like
it makes
it
a lot more official and controlled and clean.
And you can actually, RP a merchant. You could be a crafter, and that could be your thing. That's so cool to me.
Yes, this brings the RP element too. You're right. That's exactly like people who want to be a weaponsmith. You can be, I do these weapons, I have this. And so you can put that out there, and people are like, dude, buy me, I'm going to buy and give part of the reagents for that big sexy axe that you can craft me. And I will go get to work and be like, this is the best thing ever. Like, that's something I might even get into. And I'm not even a big auction house person. But this is a deeper RP element, so it sounds really fun. But anyway, traditionally, let's see, crafting system for soulbound items. Here's a really interesting point. Traditionally, professions have had items that were soulbound to the crafter, meaning you can only get this item if you know that profession. And I even point that out in my alt armies guide, and that's part of the reason why I had, back in the day before I went full alt army, multiple alts, was so that I could learn the transmog for the soulbound shit. Because there's no other way to do it. And a lot of it's very unique. In Dragonflight, you will be able to have soulbound items crafted for you, whether you know the profession or not. That's awesome.
I like that.
And that
you don't have to
worry
so much anymore about, having two leather workers, one male, one leather.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly. I don't have to be a plate blacksmith anymore. I could be that warlock blacksmith I've kind of always wanted, because that seems super cool to be a fell weaponsmith. You know?
And then totally hack the system by sending a crafting order to my own character.
Yeah, we could do that too. You're so smart.
I'm smart cookie.
Shh, you're giving away our secrets. Or, you could do it the more legit way and send it to friends, but whatever.
All right. Well, if they make it so I can't send it to my own characters, I'll just send it to you.
Yep. We know who to ring a ding. So.
Yep.
But this is awesome, though. That's super cool because, I'm
super excited. Yeah.
It removes that restriction because now I don't have to be like, I have to be blacksmith with plate. I have to be leather or mail with leatherworking. I have to be tailoring with cloth. Because if I don't, I can't actually use the frickin' items I'm creating. Now, if you still want to use them on yourself and don't want to use this interface, sure. But this provides you the option to not even have a profession at all, if you wanted. More so. What? Yes.
No, unless you're a completionist dummy like, us.
Oh, yeah. Like us, but, So, crafting quality. In Dragonflight, crafted items will have a crafting quality. A higher quality crafted piece of armor may have a higher item level or better stats. A potion may be stronger or last longer. So that's interesting. They're bringing a very say that they're going very RPG with Dragonflight.
I'm really excited about that.
And so am I. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it looks like we were going to talk about the crafting tables too, so that's good.
Yeah, we'll get
to
that.
I'm really interested about this crafting quality. Like, what's going to dictate that? Is it like more materials? Is it like we have our
crafting quality can be affected by the quality of reagents and specializations?
Well, yeah, but so is that like we have our spell weave and imbued spell weave?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh. We'll have to find out, I guess. But this sounds really cool because
I'm really excited about it.
I, myself included, I like the professions, but I do agree with the populace. They feel dull. They always have. And they attempted to kind of do something with them in Legion, but the quest lines just felt kind of...
No one liked it.
No, I don't even like doing them now. It's like the last thing I level when I have to do a new profession. Like, I don't hate them. They were cool the first time, but it doesn't have the repeatable valueness to it. And this sounds cool. So let's see. Profession specializations. This is another thing I touched on in the Alt Army professions video.
Yeah.
Profession specializations are returning to Dragonflight. With specs, you'll be able to craft better quality items with that specialization. So, one specifically mentioned in a deep dive was armor smithing for blacksmiths, although there will be many more of these available. You will progress in this specialization by earning specialization points, which can be earned in many different ways: finding items, meeting NPCs, completing quests, etc.
So we're actually going to have to talk to all the NPCs. What?
What? Exactly. Well, and this is like... the negative side of me is like, it's like the stupid ranks. I hated the ranks so much. But it's just because it was getting the same recipe 3 times. This doesn't sound like that. This is kind of a more, again, RPG style, where you're like, okay, I can make this iron dagger, but now I need to make a honed iron dagger that this dwarf taught me. Well, now I can imbue it with a gem in the hilt that this elf taught me, and now it's a pristine iron dagger. Like, that seems cool. Like, that's what this feels like. And I'm like, yeah.
It feels very Skyrim, which I like a lot.
Yeah, so. Skyrim's crafting system is great. So
I loved it.
Yeah, so this feels fresh, and I hope it goes over really well because this is cool. Crafting tables. I know you mentioned that. The new hub city of Valdraken will also bring back... interesting, crafting tables. While we don't yet know how these will play into creating specific items, these will also serve as a gathering point to find crafters if you don't wish to use the crafting order system. Which I don't know why you would want to use it, but it's also likely that this is where you'll find the crafting orders NPC for placing and filing orders. So what did you want to say about tables?
Well, so I played ESO pretty heavily when it first came out, and probably for several years. And I really, really enjoyed the crafting table systems that they had.
Same, I agree.
So seeing crafting tables come in, even though I don't quite know how they're going to work yet, I'm really excited to see how they're going to implement that. So
same, I did like that too. Curious of other things bringing back crafting tables. Have we ever had that in WoW?
I don't remember that, unless they mean like how you could only craft at your specific thing, which would be, like smithing. You had your smelts, and you can only smelt at your, forge.
Yeah.
But that's
I don't know.
Not really I don't know.
I feel like we had some of that, like alchemy tables and stuff, like back in vanilla, but I didn't play long enough myself to get to that point. But that does feel familiar, so it's probably just lack of experience on our part.
Yeah.
But yeah, gear to improve professions. While items that improve your crafting skill have been available in previous expansions, new crafting gear in Dragonflight will offer special stats to make you craft more effective. Interesting. These items will auto-swap with existing gear only when you are working on that profession, using a crafting table, mining, picking herbs, etc., and won't take up extra space in your inventory. Huzzah! Instead, it will use dedicated slots for these items. And look, we can see this picture here from this video. That's for like a jewel crafter. Look at what she's got on her. That's cool.
So cool.
And it's going to auto do that apparently when you do the thing. And you don't have to be like now where like, oh, I got to put on my gloves from mop to pick herbs faster. I got to put on the axe to get the thing. Not that you actually have to equip it. You still have to have it in your bags though. But you know what I mean. It's there. You have to have it. And it's blech. But this is cool. I am so excited for this new profession stuff. And that's another thing that Canary and I are going to do once we get kind of our... get a moment to talk about it, is figure out our professions. Because
we should do that tonight after we're done with this.
We should. And in fact, I'm going to throw a note in my thing real quick here. Oh no, I already lost it. Shit.
No!
I had... What was it? I was going to take a note. It was something about professions.
Oh, we've got to go through our professions tonight.
Yes, but there was something else. Oh, it was about making a video on it. This is what it was.
Oh!
I was going to do a video. Let's see. Level professions. Yeah, all you that actually are this far in the video get to hear a little spoiler. Level professions.
Hi.
For DF. Okay, that's plenty. I'll remember what I'm talking about. I take notes about... Get out of there. That is not for you. You can't see
my space.
You can't see what she did because it's on my other computer. I know that's why you tried to do it, so it was in the video. But it's not. Joke's on you. I only have window capture, not desktop. Anyway, she said hi in my weekly guides list. Thanks. Get out of there.
You're welcome.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do for sure is I want to, and it'll be in this video when I give that pointer, is to level all our professions first. I want to get all that done before at least before, maybe pre-patch. I don't know if this would be coming in pre-patch or not. Probably not. Maybe. Sometimes they do system stuff like this in pre-patch, sometimes they don't, but at the very least before launch. I want them fully leveled as much as possible, and I want to start, if we have time, collecting recipes and shit, because...
Heck yeah.
Because, like, I'm not even gonna go crazy and sell shit. I just want, because. but
it's not a crafting for gold kind of thing. I know Kraken's touched on that several times in past videos. The one that launched today, touched on that as well. But we don't really use that. Our gold collection is pretty much passive. Mm-hmm. But we like to do all the things. We like to collect everything. So recipes is part of that.
Yes, and like, maybe I will super like this crafting merchant type system, and maybe I will want to get into it. I don't know. That seems super cool. Like, my hope is that I can, as the crafter, because because they kind of addressed it from the buyer's side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that from the other side, I can put up, I don't know,
selling items.
items.
I guess,
but that's,
yeah, like I want to make these to level my profession.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that from the other side of it, but at least for making orders, it's pretty cool. So, anywho. Oh, what I was going to say on that point, too, was I'm hoping that because I'm assuming it's like an opt-in thing, because it says you could direct to a specific player, make it public, or request only in your guild. So, like, do I have to, like, come check it as the crafter a lot to see
That'd be really
orders?
Annoying. I mean, from an RP standpoint, it would be okay, but...
Yeah. Do I have to, like, literally camp there to watch orders? Or can I, like, be notified of, hey, someone just put a public posting for this recipe. You have it. Do you want to make it? Like, if they have that, or, like, maybe someone makes an add-on for that, that'd be cool. And if not, maybe I'll hit up Sire for something like that. I have
calling it now, gold sync mount with a crafting vendor on it.
Oh, dear heavens.
No. Calling it.
I don't want a $10 million dragon with a crafting vendor on it. I mean, I'll buy it, but...
well, yeah, we'll totally buy... We'll buy two.
We'll buy two, please. Thank you. Yes, the male and the female, the mated pair. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. See? There you go.
All right. Let's move on. We've still got 4 more tabs here.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
Okay, so more Drakthir customizations, face shape, bulkier, and slender torso. So,
see, yes, I'm so excited. I am so thrilled for this.
Yes.
But you go ahead first.
I'll just say, this is a very slim post. They don't really say much here, besides the fact that there are a lot of unseen customizations, including to change the shape of your face, make your torso slightly more slender or slightly bulkier. I noticed they say slightly, which is that's bummer.
I would like the female Draenei to male Draenei level.
Yeah, I want the option. Like, on one hand, I like that they're fairly neutral. That's cool. Because, when you look at these, you don't look at that and go, oh, that's a male, oh, that's a female. But on the other hand, if I want the sexual dimorphism, regardless of my sex, okay? If I want to be a big, beefy-ass female, let me.
So,
please?
Yeah. So I do like and dislike that the Drakthir form is gender neutral.
Yeah, the same. Because, I like and dislike it.
Yeah, so no matter what, I can be that super bulky female. Air quotes, super bulky.
Yeah, they're not bulky at all. This is Sethrak level of slender.
Yeah, but they said, you could make bulkier, but slightly. I don't know how bad that's going to be. Like, I want, like, notable. Slightly. I want notable change. I want to be able to tell that this is a curvy female, or maybe just completely bewilder people on an RP realm and be this big bulky Drakthir, and then suddenly I take this form of this cute young lady.
Exactly.
And that just makes me giddy.
Yes, I want that. Or maybe I want to be like a slender male for once. Like, how many slender males are there actually in the game if you don't count the blood elves? And, like, even the elves, they're still masculine. These, like, I want that variety, and I want the option to be able to do that. And I'm hoping they kind of do that with the Drakthir here. We can't really say anything right now, but what do you think?
Yeah, there's just not a lot of information. I am really happy that there are some body customization options besides, the excessive customizations we can see, like the shoulder spikes and, different faces and frills and the different kinds of horns. I'm really excited. Heck, the different kinds of ears, like, that's amazing to me. But there's also a part of me that worries that all of these things are specific to face shape, which would really bother me if the face shape dictated whether you had the big long ears or no ears at all, and that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't do that. Kind of like how on the humans they tie face shape to skin color. Like, what the heck? Canary?
Yeah.
Okay, you are there.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Paying attention. Do I need to scold you while everyone can hear you?
You can absolutely spank me later.
Sure.
Yeah, so I like everything, but I want them specifically to be individual customizations.
Yes.
No matter what. So I could make a million different customization options, just like they hinted at with the Dragon Companions. That would make me the happiest. So, yeah.
You keep getting distracted and not answering my question directly. Ignore people, please.
Ignore you.
Do I need to fire you? Jeez. Make you take a pay cut?
Fire me!
Spank her, everyone. Spank her. Anyway, my point was, I don't want them to tie it to, like you're saying, the customizations to each other like they do for humans. Humans have skin color and face shape tied.
They do.
Which is the stupidest thing ever. I'm like, face shape comes in more of this. It's not just... Guys.
Yeah. Really. So, like, if I want a really, really pale, like... I want to make a Yuki-onna. Okay, so I want to make this super pretty Asian winter spirit.
That'd be pretty.
Right? Like, that dark black hair, the striking blue eyes, and as pale as humanly possible. But you can't.
No, you can't.
And it's annoying.
Yep. Exactly.
Especially if you take, like, some cultural aspects into it. Like, pale skin is super important. Like, a lot of people in Japan walk around with umbrellas in the sun so they don't get a tan.
Yep.
Like, this should be allowed.
And then you have the literal opposite of people who live in a sunbed to be as dark as possible, but they may not be of a different culture that the face would reflect that. And even then, you can't completely limit it to that because you're going to have mixed cultures. I am one. I am 1/3 Native American. However, I do not have the skin color of one, unless I get tan, then I look like one, because I have my father's very white skin. But does that mean I'm not Native American anymore? No.
No, it doesn't.
I just happen to be pale. Like my dad.
And, I am of strong Cuban descent, but I have the super thin, fine hair of my mother's British heritage.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That's why my dad is British. So, but yeah, you get the point. And I'm hoping that they don't tie those customizations together here because of that same thing. Like, everyone's going to be different. Yep. You can't just rely on stereotypes for that.
Exactly.
So, yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next spot here. We have talent trees again. We don't need that one.
No.
Here we go. Gray and white quality transmog. Yeah.
So, does everyone remember when Kraken put out that video about going through and getting all the starter area items?
Was I right?
Were you like me and wound up not having the time to do it and are kicking yourself now? Yeah? Yeah?
Was I right
Great.
Again? I was right again, wasn't I? I had said in the near future that they would do this.
You did.
I'm right again. Anyway,
I do
so
hope
happy
that they implement all that old gear because I'm sad now.
They said they would, so they probably will.
They did.
So
yeah, that's why I didn't put like a huge focus on it. But now I'm like,
That's what happens when you don't listen to me.
I listened and I started doing it, and then I got busy, and then it was gone. And I'm like, oh well.
Yeah.
You know me.
Anywho, so gray and white quality items, for those of you that don't really realize what that is, that's common and whatever the one below that one is. I don't remember because common is white. But these are the quality items that you cannot transmog into or out of. You can't collect the appearance of. It's stuff that you'll find in early quest zones like Elwyn Forest. They'll reward you with white gear. Gray gear drops off of mobs. But what you may not realize is some of that, for some reason, has unique appearances that you can't get on any other gear. which is very odd to me that they would do
very
that.
Frustrating.
Very. So if you want to look like that, you have to physically wear the item. But now they're adding those to the transmog system. So let's read this here. Transmog enthusiasts will be happy to learn that Blizzard intends to add gray and white quality items to the transmog system with, or even possibly before, Dragonflight, allowing players more options for self-expression. So I'm going to put a video on this very quickly because in another interview they said is possibly either on 9.25 or pre-patch.
Oh, that would be so
awesome. So this could be very soon. But this reveal...
I'm excited.
Yeah, there we go. And one of the insights learned in the group interview with Ian, which answered several questions about various things, blah, blah, blah. So, but look at this. Like, there's a lot of it. Like, I've seen a lot of gray and white gear that looks really cool. I have some of it in my banks for this reason for years and years now, and I am pleased that I can finally get it out of my banks. Good grief.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a video on that, but, you know, there's a lot. Like, you can even filter for it in the auction house. You can sell it, which is pretty rad. So that's all there is on that. That's coming. I'll make a video on it. You can bet your bottom dollar I will. So let's jump to the next one, which is the last one. And for me, very important as from my channel. Leveling and chromie time changes with Dragonflight. Level from 10 to 60 in any expansion. So, let's just read this and then we'll talk about it. It's fairly short.
It is.
In a couple interviews about Dragonflight, Blizzard has explained how chromie time will work starting in Dragonflight, presumably with the pre-patch, and I'm hoping so. Players will be able to level from 10 to 60 in any expansion up to Shadowlands instead of only 10 to 50. With this change, Shadowlands enters the set of expansions available to level with chromie time, creating the new chromie time phases in all Shadowlands leveling zones. With Shadowlands joining chromie time, there will be changes in the amount of experience required from 10 to 50, likely heavily from 50 to 60, but no details on it right now. Now the thing too that they kind of don't point out is BFA zones are actually not part of the chromie time system.
They are not.
They're actually not. So does this mean BFA will too? Because technically, you can turn chromie time off with or without it and still level in Battle for Azeroth zones all the way to 50 because that's what the base time is right now, quote unquote. That's where we're in. We're in BFA time. And that's why you won't see BFA as an option on chromie, because you're going out of it. And when you turn it off, you're going back into it. So BFA is actually technically not part of the system itself, even if you have it on. So does that mean you can turn it on for it? Because that means now, if Shadowlands is going to 60, that means with, presumably, chromie time,
so
BFA could go all the way to 60.
If you look down under new players, there's a quote. It says, for the new player experience, new players specifically will be sent from Exile's Reach to BFA, then on to the Dragon Isles.
Yep.
So.
But that's for new players.
That is. So I don't know if they are going to include BFA. I think that's going to be their staple.
Sure, but why would they let you level from 10 to 60 in anywhere and not include?
Yeah, because they're still not including that Shadowlands experience. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that it will. They literally kind of don't talk about it, but it says anywhere up to Shadowlands. So I'm assuming that includes BFA. And I have read through all this here. This is from the interview with Ian again. A lot of good stuff. And
very good stuff.
Yeah. But so the reason I'm excited about that though is BFA does have good zones, but they're meaty enough that I would use them in later levels. And the entry requirement is 20 and 30 for the later two zones. So,
yeah,
those would be good, possibly, for anywhere from like 30 to 60. So that's a possibility. That's why I'm excited about that. And for those of you
that would be awesome.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't really realize what this means, that means I am going to be redoing my leveling guide. And everyone was like, all worried. I'm like, that's not a total redo. I'm going to be redoing it every expansion, guys. That's how it works. Happen. I'm looking forward to it because that means 50 to 60 is a whole new bracket.
That gets tested.
So I get to do, I'm not going to do like every zone again. I mean, I will eventually, but I have now my list of what's good and what's not. So I already kind of know. And I can now test these other zones that were really close. Like Zuldazar, for example. Really good zone. Almost made it into the guide. Very close. Very close. But, you know, you only need so much to get to 50. Yeah. However, so, I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm really excited. So, you got anything else to add? I mean, I know we're ending it kind of awkwardly because you have had little to say on the leveling part here.
Well, I mean, so, I really don't have a lot to say on the leveling part. I'm very excited, and I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of transmog work so that I can get some characters through the leveling experience, so that we have some characters to do some testing on.
Yes.
But I'm very excited to be able to take those characters that I was really burnt out on doing Shadowlands on, and level them through stuff that I don't want to say actually enjoy, but you know that is not so new and overdone.
It's actually enjoy.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's not that I don't like the Shadowlands zones. It's just they're not my favorite zones in the game.
No, they're not. They are not
designed quite to my liking. So,
I really enjoy the freedom that the 10 to 50 bracket provides, in that I can go anywhere, do anything, and I can go to zones that I haven't done in years, and it's just really refreshing. So
even with the linear progression that's still there are still level requirements. It still feels more free, which is odd to say, than Threads of Fate does. I mean, we did a whole podcast on Threads of Fate, so if you want to know our true thoughts, go listen to that. But my point is, I'm curious to see how Threads of Fate, because unless they strip that system, how's that going to work with Chromie time? That seems
I mentioned that to my son the other day, because I don't know, that's going to be really weird. They would have to, it's 2 entire leveling systems just in Shadowlands alone. They would have to completely remove it in Chromie time, and then it's available outside of Chromie time? I don't know.
Well, they're probably just going to throw the whole thing in Kitchen Caboodle in there, and we just got to deal with the aftermath. But that's why I'm just kind of curious how that's going to pan out, because, But
guess we're doing more Shadowlands!
We are, but I'm excited to, because this is in a different spec. Because think about it. What if Ardenweald is the best 10 to 30 zone ever made? We don't know.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's the thing.
Great.
Can you imagine? That's what I'm so excited, because I'm like, okay, Shadowlands is not graded as an end zone. Think about it in the low levels, though.
Oh my god. Imagine being able to just go through the bonus objectives, do your treasures, and do all the side quests on one half of the map, and you get like 30 levels out of it. That would be so legit.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Revendreth, XP-wise, from my calculations, is one of the most XP-heavy zones in the game for its time. I can do it in 60 to 90 minutes depending on how many parts of it I do, and I can get 3 to 4 of the 10 levels. That's heavy. And now if I scale that down, imagine doing that on a level 10, because now Revendreth can be kind of difficult, but as a level between 10 and 20, you're god tier. You can't freaking die. Like it's very hard to die. You practically one-shot things. It's actually insane. Because you're baby mode. So now imagine Revendreth on a level 10 just kicking ass and taking names.
Oh my
like
god.
Nobody's
it would
business.
Be so legit.
I'm gonna be like, can I hit 30 in one zone? So, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Super stoked.
See, it's going to be awesome. Because if you don't think about Shadowlands as it is now, think about what it could be. I'm going to abuse the hell out of it, let me tell you.
That's going to be so great. Oh, my God.
Because, oh, yeah. See? Just hang around me long enough, I'll make you excited. All right, so I think we've gone long enough. We're just shy of 2 hours, but I knew this would be long for this podcast. Another long one, but there's so much coming out. Oh, man.
There's so much. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. So
it's really hard to focus on everything else right now because I just want the new stuff. I want the new stuff.
Well, and me, I'm like so excited, and my internet has been on the fritz lately, and it's driving me bonkers because I want to get all this stuff done before pre-patch. So anyway, we're gonna go talk about professions now. So thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.